of the 25th anniversary of the Nirvana of our teacher, Master Hsuan Hua. My name is Reverend Heng, and together with the monks at the Berkeley Buddhist Monastery, I welcome you to join our ceremony. And what we're going to do today includes the incense praise. We're going to bow to our teacher, reciting his name. We're going to recite his name. Then we're going to read his 18 great vows in 3 languages, both English and Chinese and Vietnamese. There will be a short reflection on Master Hsuan Hua's legacy and then a dedication of merit. So this year, it's a little different because we're not going to be doing the Chuan Gong that we traditionally do at City of 10,000 Buddhas, the Great Meal Offering. We're also not going to be traveling to the Wordless Hall to look at his Sharira, but we have arranged a slideshow so that we can bring the Sharira to you. So we hope that folks who have never heard this ceremony in English will have a chance to enter into the ceremony a little more deeply than usual. Let me translate for myself into Chinese, and then we will begin. 欢迎大家早安，参加我们玄公上人第25年纪念入涅槃的典礼。我叫恒石，我跟我们 Berkeley Buddhist Monastery 出家众欢迎各位，热烈欢迎你们参加我们今天的仪式。今年有一点不同，因为不在万福城，所以传功就不举行。还有呢，我们没办法去这个五言堂展礼上人的舍利子，所以呢，今天我们的典礼就有这种的议程，先录上赞，然后呢，像玄华上人就礼佛就普佛，然后我们念上人的圣号，然后又放一些师父的生平的幻灯片，就 slideshow， 然后上人的18大愿，我们都用3个不同的语言，英文、中文、越南文。在念上人的愿力，最后呢，我们都简单的就说上人的4大议程，然后回向功德。我们今天的议程就如此希望大家在家在全球的佛友们、弟子们都可以参加，欢迎各位。So with that as the introduction, let us now begin our ceremony. 那我们涅槃典礼开始。
Incense in the censer now is burning high. All the Dharma realm receives the fragrance ai nam mô in dân glagena bodhisattva ai ma ai nam mô in dân glagena bodhisattva ai ma ai nam mô in dân glagena bodhisattva ai ma
Now we'll bow to Master Hua. It's Namo Sang Xuan Xia Hua Lao He Sang。现在我们拜上人，然后我们念诵就是南无上宣下化老和尚。 宣下花海浪， 现在我们绕念。Now we'll circumambulate, shouting Venerable Master's name. 南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老和尚。南无上宣下化老
上宣下化老和尚。
Now I will read the 18 great vows of the Venerable Master, first in Chinese, second in English, and then we will invite Jin Xiaoshi to recite the vows in Vietnamese. 接下来本人先念玄公上人的18大愿，先用普通话中文先念，然后呢用英文再念一遍，然后呢再来请金校师用越南文再来念一遍。玄公上人18大愿，稽首十方佛，基于三藏法，过去现在显圣僧，唯愿吹作证，弟子渡轮是安慈。我今发心，不为自求人天福报，声闻缘觉乃至全乘诸位菩萨，唯益最上圣，发菩提心，愿于法界众生依时通得阿耨多罗三藐三菩提。一，愿尽虚空，遍法界，十方三世一切菩萨等，若有意未成佛时，我始不取正觉。二，愿尽虚空，遍法界，十方三世一切缘觉等，若有一未成佛时，我始不取正觉。三，愿尽虚空，遍法界，十方三世一切声闻等，若有一未成佛时，我始不取正觉。四，愿三界诸天人等，若有一未成佛时，我誓不取正觉。五，愿十方世界一切人等，若有一未成佛时，我誓不取正觉。六，愿天人一切阿修罗等，若有一未成佛时，我誓不取正觉。七，愿一切畜生界等，若有一未成佛时，我誓不取正觉。八，愿一切恶鬼界等，若有一未成佛时，我誓不取正觉。九，愿一切地狱界等，若有一未成佛时，或地狱不空时，我誓不取正觉。十，愿凡是三界诸天贤人阿修罗、非天动植、灵界龙处、鬼神等众，曾经皈依我者，若有一未成佛时，我誓不取正觉。11，愿将我所应享受一切福乐，皆悉回向普施法界众生。12，愿将法界众生所有一切苦难，皆悉于我一人代受。13，愿分灵无数，普入一切不信佛法众生心，令其改恶向善，悔过自新，皈依三宝，究竟作佛。14，愿一切众生见我面乃至闻我名，悉发菩提心，速得成佛道。15，愿各尊佛智，实行日众一时。16，愿绝诸有情，普摄寸机。17，愿此生既得五眼六通，飞行自在。18，愿一切求愿必获满足。 Venerable Master Shenhua's 18 great vows made at age 19 while observing filial mourning by his mother's graveside. I vow that as long, Master Hua Xin began with this preface. He said, I bow my head to the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the Dharma of the 3 baskets of the Tripitaka, the Sangha of worthy sages of the past. I only vow that they will certify me as I, disciple Dulan, Shi Ansi, make this resolve today. I am not seeking blessings on my own behalf or the blessings of the sound hearer, the Pracheka Buddha, including not seeking the blessings of bodhisattvas, but relying instead on the supreme vehicle. I make this resolve. I vow that together with living beings of the Dharma realm, we will at the same time realize unsurpassed, right and equal, proper enlightenment. Number 1, I vow that as long as there is even one bodhisattva in the 3 periods of time throughout the 10 directions of the Dharma realm to the end of empty space who has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. Number 2, I vow that as long as there is even one Pracheka Buddha in the 3 periods of time throughout the 10 directions of the Dharma realm to the ends of space who has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. Number 3, I vow that as long as there is even one Shravaka in the 3 periods of time throughout the 10 directions of the Dharma realm to the end of empty space who has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. I vow that as long as there is even one Deva in the 3 realms who has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. Number 5, I vow that as long as there is even one human being in the worlds of the 10 directions who has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. Number 6, I vow that as long as there is even one Ashura who has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. Number 7, I vow that as long as there is even one animal who has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. Number 8, I vow that as long as there is even one hungry ghost who has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. Number 9, I vow that as long as there is even one hell dweller who has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. Number 10, I vow that as long as there is even one God, immortal, human, Ashura, airbound or waterbound creature, animate or earthbound being, or even one dragon, beast, ghost, spirit, or creature of the spiritual realm who has taken refuge with me and has not yet realized Buddhahood, I too will not attain the right awakening. Number 11, I vow to fully dedicate to all living beings of the Dharma realm the blessings and comfort which I myself ought to receive and enjoy. Number 12, I vow to fully take upon myself on their behalf the sufferings and hardship of all living beings in the Dharma realm. Number 13, I vow to create innumerable bodies to gain access into the minds of living beings throughout the universe who do not believe in the Buddha Dharma, that they might correct their faults and become good, repent of their errors and start anew, take refuge in the 3 jewels, and ultimately realize Buddhahood. Number 14, I vow that all living beings who see my face or hear my name will set their hearts on Bodhi and quickly realize the Buddha way. Number 15, I vow to respectfully observe the Buddha's instructions and cultivate the practice of eating only 1 meal per day. Number 16, I vow to awaken all sentient beings responding to their many different potentials. Number 17, I vow in this life to obtain the 5 eyes, the 6 spiritual powers, and the ability to fly. Number 18, I vow that all of my vows will certainly be fulfilled. I vow to save innumerable living beings. I vow to eradicate inexhaustible afflictions. I vow to study infinite Dharma methods, and I vow to accomplish the unsurpassed Buddha way. Jin Xiaoshi, would you please recite them in Vietnamese?
Ok, Ami Tho Phô. 18 đại nguyện của Lão Hòa Thượng, Thượng Tuyên Hạ Hóa Lão Hòa Thượng. Kính lại 10 phương Phật, cùng giới tam tịnh Pháp, với chư hiền thắng tăng, trong đời quá khứ và hiện tại. nguyện rủ lòng chứng giám, đệ tử Độ Luân thích an từ. Con nay phát tâm rằng chẳng cầu phước báo hàng trời người, cùng thanh văn duyên giác, cho đến hàng Bồ Tát quyền thừa. Duy nương tối thượng thừa mà phát Bồ đề tâm, nguyện cùng pháp giới chúng sinh, nhất thời đồng đắc A Nậu Đa La Ta Miệu Tam Bồ đề. Một, nguyện nếu có một vị thuộc hàng Bồ Tát ở mười phương ba đời, trong tận cùng hư không, biến khắp pháp giới mà chưa thành Phật, thì tôi thời không thụ chánh giác. Hai, nguyện rằng nếu có một vị thuộc hàng duyên giác ở mười phương ba đời, trong tận cùng hư không, biến khắp pháp giới mà chưa thành Phật, thì tôi thề không thụ chánh giác. Ba, nguyện rằng nếu có một vị thuộc hàng thanh văn ở mười phương ba đời, trong tận cùng hư không, biến khắp pháp giới mà chưa thành Phật, thì tôi thề không thụ chánh giác. Năm, nguyện rằng nếu có một vị thuộc hàng trời người ở trong tam giới mà chưa thành Phật, thì tôi không thụ chánh giác. Nguyện rằng nếu có một người ở trong mười phương thế giới mà chưa thành Phật, thì tôi không thụ chánh giác. Nguyện rằng nếu có một vị trời người A-tu-la chưa thành Phật, thì tôi thề không thụ chánh giác. Nguyện rằng trong thế giới loài súc sinh, nếu còn một loài nào chưa thành Phật, thì tôi thề không thụ chánh giác. Nguyện rằng trong thế giới loài ngạ quỷ, nếu còn ai chưa thành Phật, thì tôi thề không thụ chánh giác. Nguyện rằng trong thế giới loài địa ngục, nếu còn ai chưa thành Phật, thì tôi thề không thụ chánh giác. Nguyện rằng trong tam giới, nếu những ai từng quy y với tôi, hoặc trời, người, A-tu-la, các loài bay lặng, động vật, thực vật, linh giới, rồng, súc sinh, quỷ thần, mà chưa thành Phật, thì tôi thề không thụ chánh giác. Nguyện rằng tất cả những phước lạc mà tôi đáng được hưởng đều hồi hướng phổ thí cho tất cả chúng sanh trong pháp giới. Nguyện rằng một mình tôi nhận chịu hết tất cả khổ nạn cho chúng sanh trong pháp giới. Nguyện rằng tôi sẽ phân linh vô số phổ nhập tâm chúng sanh nào không tin Phật Pháp, làm cho họ bỏ ác, hướng thiện, hối quá sửa mình, quy y tam bảo, rồi cuối cùng thành Phật. Nguyện rằng tất cả chúng sanh nào khi thấy mặt tôi, cho đến chỉ nghe tên tôi, đều phát tâm Bồ đề, mau đắc thành Phật đạo. Nguyện rằng luôn tôn kính đều Phật dạy và thực hành mỗi ngày ăn một bữa. Nguyện giác ngộ loài hữu tình, khắp nhiếp thọ các loài căn cơ. Nguyện trong đời này tôi sẽ đắc ngũ nhãn lục thông và phi hành tự tại. 18. Nguyện tất cả mọi cầu nguyện đều hoặc đắc mạng túc. Cuối cùng, chúng sanh vô biên thời nguyện độ, phiền não vô tận thời nguyện đoạn, pháp môn vô lượng thời nguyện học, Phật đạo vô thượng thời nguyện thành. Omitofo.
Omitofo. For the last portion of our ceremony today, because we're all gathered around in this time of national difficulty, global difficulty, we took advantage of the technology to do something that we have not been able to do in the last 24 years of observing Master Hua's demise and his entry into Nirvana. And that's to speak on behalf of the disciples to say thank you. So this last portion of our program this morning is my taking this opportunity to speak on behalf of the Left Home Sangha, and if I can do that, it's a bold statement, but if I can represent Shrifu's disciples around the world, at least the human disciples, to share gratitude. 现在 写给神功上人一个感恩信，代表一切出家在家中。Gratitude to Chan Master Hsuan, June 28th, 2020, the 25th anniversary of Master Hsuan's Nirvana. On the 25th anniversary of your Nirvana this year, Shifu, I wanted to reflect on the positive impact that meeting you has made on our lives. I wanted to say thank you and say how grateful we feel for all the gifts we received from you over the years. Among them are a few. On behalf of your Sangha disciples, I, disciple Guozhan, want to thank you for our Dharma names, for our monks' names, for their meanings that continue to unfold even after 5 decades. For the refuges and precepts we receive from you, they serve as our compass that points out the road away from confusion and harm. For the opportunity you gave us to share the refuges and precepts with others, giving Dharma has become the source of happiness. For so much good advice, most of which we didn't follow until much later. For modeling the living tradition of filiality, thereby showing the way to develop wholesome, lasting relationships with our parents and our siblings, even as left-home people. Now, as monastics, we can be closer to them than we were when we were at home. For the stories from the Sangha tradition that stays fresh and vital after 2,500 years. For the encouragement to study virtue from Chinese culture and to recognize its value. For the inspiration to rebuild our lives around the Dharma. For sharing and embodying your knowledge of the Tao. For introducing us to the sutras and encouraging us to center our cultivation around them. For your example of courage and never compromising on virtue. For your example of honesty and telling us that the only thing you fear is not being true. For your example of vows and steadfast pursuit of excellence in your humanity and kindness. For encouragement to develop our writing and the arts as the honest work of monastics. For restarting our love of learning, which often goes sour in a competitive education marketplace. For supporting our education, providing tuition and encouragement to finish our studies. For your constant exhortation to take the propagation of the Dharma as our own responsibility. For your giving away of the city of 10,000 Buddhas to the world and to all living beings. For all these things, on behalf of your monastic disciples, I want to say that we will try our best to live up to your highest wishes for us, and that we miss you very much. 给选公上人写的感恩信。今年是您涅槃25周年，我想缅怀因为遇到你而给我生命中带来的奇迹影像。我想说谢谢你。代表僧团，我想说我们有多么感恩您这些年来给我们带来的这些礼物。我仅代表您的出家弟子们感恩你赐给我们的法名和法号，他们的意义50年后还在延续。感恩你给我们皈依传戒，他们是我们的指南针，指明我们前进的道路，让我们远离迷茫和伤害。感恩你允许我们传戒、皈依和传授皈依和传戒，布施佛法是快乐之源。感恩你的谆谆教导，虽然有好多教诲，我很久后才开始遵从。 感恩您给我们示范传统孝道的表率，给我们指出了如何和父母、子女建立健康的关系。我们现在虽然是出家众，但是感觉比在家的时候和家人更加亲近。感恩你把僧团的传奇故事和方法唯一演绎至今，2500年后依旧鲜活生动。感恩你鼓励我们从中国文化中学习到的忍让，让他认识他的价值。感恩你启迪我们如何以佛法为圆心来重建自己的生活。感恩你给我们的解译你自己对大道的体会。感恩你教导我们学习佛经，我们修行所围绕的中心就是佛经。感恩你在勇气上给我们做出的表率，在道德上永不妥协。感恩你在真实上给我们的做出的表率，你曾经我们说，你只担心一件事，就是你自己不做真。感恩你在愿力上给我们做出的表率，坚定不移地追求人性至完美。感恩您在鼓励我们作为出家众，把文字和艺术创作作为自己的分内工作。感恩你重新燃起了我们对学习的热情，这份热情在我们出家之前本已零落。感恩你赞助我们的教育，为我们支付了10年的学费，并鼓励我们完成学业。如果不是您的循循善诱，我们不会重新踏上求学之路，更不可能完成学业。感恩您对我们不断的鼓励，让我们把弘扬佛法作为我们自己的责任。感恩你把万佛圣城布施给每一个人，它并不属于几个地方的人所有的，它不属于佛教徒，它属于全世界，属于那些选择遵从戒律、修行禅定、知圆圆满智慧的所有众生。为了上述所有的这些事情，我仅代表您的出家弟子，我想说，我们会尽自己最大的努力 ，try our best， 去实践您对我们高远的期望。我们想念你。That concludes our program today. And now I would like to lead everyone in transferring the merit. The way we transfer merit is to make a wish, to use our minds as lighthouses, to send the light of the Dharma, of merit and virtue, out to the world and to all living beings. Make the measure of our minds like empty space and share the goodness with all beings. However you want to dedicate your merit is your wish. It's up to you. Let's, in a time of increasing trouble with the virus currently afflicting human beings worldwide, that's a perfect place to send the merit and virtue of today's ceremony, to send that disease back to nowhere, where it came from. However, how you want to transfer merit is entirely up to you. 我们现在用英语来回向功德。回向这个法呢，你心里要发一个愿，就把自己参加今天上人25周年的入涅槃典礼这个功德呢，就用心往外发，心量大，像虚空那么大，那我们所回向的功德也会这么大啊。怎么样回向呢？看你的愿力啊，回向给谁？看你的愿力。愿意把现在这个疫情就归于无了，化于虚空了，就是很好回向的目标。看大家怎么样回向。好了，我们现在回向。Could we put the lyrics on the screen, please? May every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with hearts of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may our minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light dispel the darkness of our endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise. Jin Chuan Shi, do you have your yin qing? Do you want to lead us in half bows?
Okay. Grab the yin here.
Do you want to tell people how they can cultivate further with us?
Okay. Am I unmuted? Okay, so we will have another, you could say, event for Venerable Master's Nirvana Day this evening at 7:30 p.m. at Dharma Realm Live. And you can also find a Zoom link as well as a Vietnamese translation. You can find that at the berkeleymonastery.org website. Otherwise, we have Dharma events all throughout the week. Tomorrow we'll have a Great Compassion Mantra Dedication of Merit ceremony at the same time today is this ceremony, so 6:30 to 7:30. And then you can find our whole schedule at berkeleymonastery.org, morning ceremony to evening ceremony. 所以我们今天晚上还有一个活动，庆祝上人入涅槃日。今天是老弟子会讲一些故事关于上人的，所以今天晚上7点半到9点半有越南的翻译，大家欢迎参加。明天我们有念大悲咒的回向，6点半到7点半。然后如果你去我们 berkeleymonastery.org 的网站，你可以看到我们一天的修行的说功课，从早课到晚课，大家欢迎参加。Okay, want to do 3 half bows? Bow in respect to the Venerable Master.
This concludes our Nirvana ceremony today. We hope that all of you make the great Bodhi resolve and become Buddhas together. Thank you for joining. Amitofo.